Now we got him. Come on, girl. In you come. Oh. It's pretty gutting, I'm not going to lie. Well, good morning and welcome to Blasford Hill Carp Fishery. You join us on another Adam's Angling Adventures, and after that successful shoot at Churchgate last month, we are back for another go. Fingers crossed this is going to be the very last time we're on days only. Now with days only comes the dreaded busy lake. Now last time we were very fortunate, we got to book a swim at Churchgate, so we knew we were going to be okay. This time round, not the same. We've turned up and I think there's about 6 or 7 people that have sort of raced down the path at the same time. So we've slotted in where we can. I've tried to give us a bit of a different opportunity. Rather than going in a bog standard swim with loads of worn grass and that where you can see the obvious spots are, I've come along just from one of the swims and I've tried to poke a little rod out using the baiting pole in a margin which I think probably doesn't get fished very often. And then I am going to have one on the front of one of the little dot islands in front of us. And I think for now, I'm just going to sit back with a couple of rods and see what happens. As I say, there's quite a lot of people on the lake, so I'll just see where everyone goes, where everyone ends up, and if we can put another rod out, we will. But yeah, hopefully I can engineer us out a chance and we can catch one of these lovely Blasford Hill carp. Let's get a rod out. Just in front of the island. Like that, looking after Gaz this morning. Chicken sausages, maple barbecue ones, bit of spinach in a wholemeal wrap, and we've even got a little bit of fiery chilli ketchup, living it. Well, little update for you. After that breakfast of champions, although I did get pulled up for my wrapping skills, it was really nice. Belly full, and I reassess. Since having the breakfast, I think another 2 or 3 people have turned up. Unfortunately, the way this lake's shaped, you're all sort of fishing each other's water unless you're opposite each other on one of these dot islands. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, is reposition the second rod that I put out at the front of the island, because the guy just down to my left is fishing more or less exactly the same spot. A little bit annoying because I was quite happy with that, but that's day ticket carping. Let's get that rod in and get it back out on the money, hopefully. Right. Let's see if we can get this one on the money up the side of the island. Lovely. Right, so we're going to get a third rod in action. We're going to go for another solid bag. We've got a little salty squid wafter in there, mixture of pellets, a little bit of the cell crumb in the bottom, and hopefully a carp on the end of it. Let's get it out. And we are just going to attempt to shift it out just past this little tree. Again, I do wonder if anybody's ever fished this spot. Massive line, did you? Good sign. We're away. He's certainly putting up a good account for himself. I've only got the Propel 3-pounders today, so great fun under the tip. Oh, it's pretty gutting, I'm not going to lie. Low 20 common. What can we do? Let's get it back out. Where there's one chance there's more, G?
for your dinner there, Adam?
Well, I've lost the, let's have a look. Spiced lentil and chickpea bowl.
Show us it.
Well, probably not going to look that great just yet. Not liking the look of that, are you? Trust me, that will knock up into a culinary delight.
I've not got much faith for it, mate.
There you go, it looks better that side already. There you go, look, once we start breaking it up a bit. It was a toss-up between this and a dirty burger with sweet chilli fries, guacamole and all the gubbins. But I ended up going for this because I've got no way of getting the other option. So this will have to do. There you go. Looking poor at the start, wasn't it? Now it's like some Gucci lentil curry. Look at that. Bit of spinach. Wholemeal wrap. There you go. Lovely.
Got enough left for one for me?
No. You got your pot noodle. Well, little afternoon update for you. After the excitement of lunch, still no action since that lost fish, so I'm having a little bit of a change up. One thing to note, when you're fishing these close in margins of all the overhanging trees, there's sticks and twigs and stuff constantly falling off them. You never quite know if you're sitting perfectly down there, so I do like to have the occasional recast just to make sure that it was all sitting pretty, and this one actually wasn't. It had gone over a twig, so it's probably a good job I did. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come slightly further along the bank. There's another nice little spot. It's a tree stump that comes out and it looks really deep just off of it, so we're going to try a new spot for the afternoon. It gives a little bit of separation between the two rods as well because they were quite close to each other. Unfortunately, we haven't got any option to move because of how busy the lake is, and we've only got our near margin because the other spots are sort of taken by the other anglers, so we're doing the best with what we've got, and we are desperately seeking a redeemer after this morning's nightmare. But I've got confidence, you've got to have. Just finish this bag off. There you go, another parcel of goodness. Let's go and chuck that on the spot and hope we can catch one this afternoon. We've carved out another chance. We were there dooming, I'm not going to lie. The lake is so busy, and there is lines going out absolutely everywhere. Everywhere where you wouldn't want them going as well. But we've persevered, redone the rods, got them on spots where we don't think we can be disturbed, and we've managed another chance. And hopefully we can redeem from this morning's loss. It's doing all its fighting under the tip again, just like the other one did. A scrap again, trying every trick in the book in this near margin. says. Get in that net. Oh, we got him. And that's a right relief. I'll tell you, after this morning's disaster and the fact more and more people have turned up, I thought that was the chance gone. Always a tricky thing to try and winkle one when you've only got a short day, but thank God our perseverance has paid off. Let's get it out and have a look at it.
Yeah, boy.
Result, well pleased with that. Looks like a nice common as well. Scrape a 20 pounder, I reckon. Well, while that fish relaxes in the margin of the net there for a second, we did manage to keep this solid PVA bag alive and not drop it in the drink. So we're going to get this rod back out. We've not got loads of time left. So what I'm going to do is get this one dropped back in position, and then when we get that fish dealt with, we'll have a closer look at the rig presentation and the little solid bag that we've been putting out there in a bit more detail before we have to call it a day. Right, that is about where we want to be, right on the tips of that tree. That's that one in the drink. Just swing that pole back round here. Take these sections off. It's been really nice having another go with the baiting pole, to be honest. I've not used one for a while. Haven't really had the waters to do it the last couple of years, so it's nice to come to somewhere where it can come into your armoury again. Although we've got this great bit of kit here, it is actually the casting rod that we've had the bite on, but we won't argue. Well, we've had a bite on this one, but it's the casting rod that we've got it in. Right, that's that one in position. No need for the bobbin here. We're fishing so close, so we just have the clutch set right. In the line clip. Just going to have a look at that carp. Well, here it is, the prize for today's efforts. What a cracking Blasford Hill common. I'll tell you what, after losing that one this morning, and he was a bit chunkier than this one, I can tell you, I got to see it twice, I was dooming because so many people turned up and me and Gaz were sat there thinking that could have been the chance of the day. You're always up against it when you make the effort to come out for just a short day session filming, but we've managed to tick one off the list. And how about that? It's a lovely fish, a lovely common. I don't know, he's knocking on the door, or just over 20 pounds, I say. A really, really nice fish. There's not a lot of time left in the day, but what I'll do, I'll slip this one back after a couple of pickies, and I will just talk you through the rig and the presentation we used to catch this lovely fish. And you never know, we might winkle one more before we go home. Well, as you've seen, solid bags really have been the winner today, and that can often be the case, especially this time of year. We're still very early in the spring, the fish aren't exactly really active at the moment, they're not eating loads, they're getting ready to, and that sun is getting warmer by the day, but we've had some quite cold temperatures today and I don't think they've been fully switched on. So the solid bag presentation has been absolutely perfect. Now the rig I've been using couldn't be simpler, not revolutionary by any means, it's just a simple slip D rig. I've got a size 6 super sharp wide gape hook, a tiny little micro rig ring swivel that can run up and down that hair, and then we've got about 4.5 inches nice supple braid, and then we've got a little bit of shrink tube just to give it a nice little kicker. Now I love using this rig inside PVA bags. I love the movement with the micro rig ring swivel. When fish are sieving around over the top of that bag, it gives it a chance to waft out the way, and when it is in the fish's mouth, it drops out the way, and the hooking holds on this are absolutely superb. Now I've got that mounted on a simple drop-off inline style setup. To attach the rig, we've simply done an oversized figure of 8 loop. We simply pass the bait through that loop, then the hook, and then we pull the whole thing tight to the ring on the size 8 swivel. Next step, we're going to mount our inline lead. We simply push on our long tail rubber onto the stem. We pass the line around the outside of the lead, pop the size 8 swivel into the end, pull the line tight, passing right round the outside. And what that means now is the fish will use that weight to hook itself, but the minute it's done that, the swivel will pop out, the lead will drop free, which means the fish can't use the lead during the fight to get rid of the hook. First of all, we're just going to add a little bit of powder in the bottom of the bag to protect the hook point. In this case, it's just ground up cell boilie. Next up, we drop the hook bait in. In this case, it's a 12mm mainline salty squid wafter. Now all we do is start loading a little bit of pellet in. I like to do 2 or 3 good scoopfuls, and then it's just a case of laying the lead in the centre. I like the lead to be about halfway up the bag. If I was casting it, it just gives it that nice aerodynamic weight distribution. And then we simply start packing around the outside of that once we're happy with its location. A few more scoops in there. Start tapping it out, get all the air out the bag. Quite tough, these PVA bags, so you haven't got to worry about splitting them. And then when you're happy with that, it's just a simple case of twisting that PVA round the stem, and then we grab our PVA tape, like so. Simply pull off a section of that, wrap around that a couple of times, and then it's a case of just tying a simple overhand knot, 2 of those, like so. We'll do 1, then we'll do 2, trim off the tag ends, 1, 2, and then we squeeze the last bit of air out the bag by nipping the corners like that, pushing all of the pellet and powder towards the centre of the bag. Lick the corners, stick them over flat. This just gives that bag a lovely, compact, aerodynamic, or as aerodynamic as you can get it, look and feel. And that is the perfect little parcel of attraction to either drop in your margins, out with a baiting pole, or cast out at range. It really is a fantastic, fantastic method to fish with, and you can use that in a variety of different situations. Well, sadly, another one of these short winter day sessions comes to an end, but I think we did really well with all things considered. We really were up against it with the amount of anglers here today, and after that doom and gloom this morning, to catch that beautiful common this afternoon, we're going to go home really happy. Now, hopefully this is going to be the last time you see us on a day-only session. We are so close now to being back under that bivvy and doing the nights. I'd just like to say a big thanks to Nev at Blasford Hill Fisheries for having us down. Hopefully we'll come back in the future, but for now, I've got a bite. Oh God, it's a tench. It's a tench. Let's do it again. We are so close to being back under that bivvy now, and hopefully next time you see us, we'll be under that tempest and doing a bit more than the day's fishing. See you next time.